Chapter 7, back to judgment. Verses 1 through 4, you can read this in 2 Kings chapter 16. It's recorded there too. There's a new king on the throne. Remember chapter 6, the king died? Well, in chapter 7, there's a new king. His name is King Ahaz. Now, the threat from Assyria had become much more dangerous. The only way to oppose or at least slow down Assyria was to form alliances. So Israel, the northern kingdom, and Aram, this other nation, tried to persuade the southern kingdom of Judah to join their alliance. King Ahaz of Judah was uncertain about joining this alliance, and he ultimately refused. Well, this refusal angered the king of Israel and the king of Aram, and so they teamed up to attack the southern kingdom of Judah. So that's the background to chapter 7 in verses 1 and 2. In verses 3 through 8, Isaiah told the king, don't be afraid, because the attack is not going to happen. In verse 9, the king has a golden opportunity to trust in Yahweh. Verses 10 through 11, the Lord spoke to Ahaz saying, hey, ask for any miracle to confirm that Isaiah's words are true, that Judah would not be destroyed. But in verse 12, the king refused to ask for a sign, saying he would not test the Lord. But his answer showed that he really didn't put his trust in God. In fact, 2 Kings tells us that he sought an alliance with Assyria. So the Lord said, okay, well, I'm going to give you a sign anyway. And this sign isn't directed to the king. It's directed to the entire Davidic line. Look at verse 13. Listen now, O house of David. So a great miracle will occur in the family of David. And that miracle, that sign will be chapter 7, verse 14. Go ahead and highlight this verse in your Bible. It says, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, a virgin will be with child and bear a son, and she will call his name Immanuel. Now, there are plenty of debates on whether Isaiah used the word virgin or young woman. Now, when Matthew in the New Testament quoted this verse, he quoted from the Greek translation of the Old Testament, and the word used there specifically means virgin. Jewish scholars who made the Greek translation knew what tradition said and translated it as virgin in the Greek translation. So it's not young woman, it means a virgin, which makes sense given what we're reading. God is saying, I'm going to give you a miraculous sign, a child born of a virgin. If he said a young woman will give birth, that's not a miracle. Any young woman can give birth. But you know what's a miracle? A virgin giving birth. So the idea sounded just as crazy to Mary in the Gospel of Luke. She says, how can that be? And the angel Gabriel responds with, nothing is impossible with God. So if God exists, and he does, then miracles are certainly possible. The greatest miracle in the Bible isn't the resurrection or the virgin birth. It's Genesis 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. If he created this world that we live in, then certainly a child can be born of a virgin, and certainly resurrection is possible. So continuing Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14, the child's name will be Emmanuel, God with us. Chapter 7 then closes with the judgment to come on the nation. So here's the point. King Ahaz, do you trust God to deliver you? His answer was no. We know that from the book of 2 Kings. Ahaz chose to respond by collecting a large sum of money and sending it to the king of Assyria, which is wild because he would rather trust Assyria, his worst enemy, than he would trust in Yahweh. And Isaiah says, hey, the days are coming when those two nations that you were so afraid, they're going to be gone. That's Israel and Aram. They're going to be wiped out. Assyria is going to wipe them out. And Judah will be next. Assyria is going to be on your doorstep next. So the point is, whatever you trust in place of God will turn on you. And that lesson remains the same for us. Whatever we trust in place of God will turn on you.